Hi everyone. Today I want to do a Karmic Constellation about resource from our Akashic records. My name is Yael Aini. I'm a family constellation facilitator and teacher, and I'm the developer of Karmic Constellation. So what do you need before we start? You need either a memo page. It can be in all kinds of colors or in the same color. If you take memo page, you need a pen. And you can work with fabrics. I work with fabrics, or today I'm going to work with fabrics. And you can also have all kinds of elements that you have near you, like I'll see what I have near me. All these can be also representative for the issue. I'm going to do this session with you, and it's going to be evolving while we're doing, so I don't really know how many representatives we need. And it's about resource, so we're gonna need a lot of resources. So first of all, we're gonna take a representative to ourselves. So this is gonna be me. And then we're gonna take representatives to our fears that related to these times. Can be the pandemic fear, the health fear, the lockdown fear, or any other fear that you feel inside of you. And you can put them all. Now, if you're gonna put them all, what I wanna ask you is don't take a bunch of representatives and put them, but put them one by one. Like this is gonna be the stress of lockdown, and this is going to be the stress from health or the fear from getting sick. Each one of you have his own fears or own stresses, so just put them all. If you're working with felts or representatives that are not memo pages, write down so you will remember all of them, because we're going to work on the resources for them. And you can put as many as you want to. You can put 1 and you can put 20. Now I'm going to do it with you. So if what I put is less than you need, you can pause the video and keep on putting yours. And then when you finish, just do the play and come back and do the rest with me. So at first, we're putting a representative to ourselves. And then we're starting to put representative to all that bothers us in this time, our fears, our stress. Just put them. And I'm going to put mine. Okay, so when you're finished to put all of them, put your hands on your representative and just look at all the representative or the fear and the stress that you have. And see what calls you. So for me, this one called me. And now I can take out all the others. Now it's a constellation that you can do over and over again. So there is always the time to do on the other issues. So it's me and what's difficult for me. So I will share with you that the lack of privacy, because all my kids are at home, it's a little bit difficult for me. But you have your own issues, yes? So now we're gonna bring our Akashic records. And they can be whatever color or whatever representative you want. They can be one or they can be more. It's what you feel and sense is right to you. So I'm doing it with you, so it takes me time to sense also what I need. And this is my Akashic records. And put again the representative, your hands on your representative. And just sense what is happening. What are you feeling? What are the sensations? Maybe if you have any thoughts. So don't move them, just sense. And it's a resource constellation, so we're going to deal with resource. And now you're going to put your hand on the Akashic records. And take a moment to connect to the Akashic records. And now keep your hands on the Akashic records, and with the other hand, take representative to all the lifetime that you had, that you either had the different experience from this lifetime. Like I can bring all the lifetime that I had my privacy, or I can bring also all the lifetime that raising my kids didn't interrupt the sensation of privacy, or I didn't need the sensation of privacy. So it's up to you to choose. You know, you can do it if you're doing health problem, all the lifetime that you recovered the disease, or all the lifetime that you were in a pandemic, but you went out alive. It's also something you can put. It's up to you. It's like either taking the opposite of it or taking that situation, but you overcome the situation. So we have the knowledge of overcoming the situation, okay? And now take as many lifetime that you sense you need. It can be one that will represent all the lifetime, but it can be several. And like I said, with the stress and the fear, take them one by one. You don't have to remember what it was. You don't have to recall anything. It's not a regression session. Just taking out all the good hidden memories from the Akashic records of what is either the opposite or the overcoming what you choose as your fear. So for me, I'm going to choose of all the time that I handle good with lack of privacy. So it can be 2, it can be 10, and it can be 1. When I put 2, it doesn't mean that I had only 2 lifetime. Actually, I don't really know what it means. It means that this is what I can take out from the Akashic records here and now. Okay? And now put your hands, take your hands off of the Akashic records and put them back on yourself. And see what happens. And yeah, make attention, does your representative wants to move? And if so, you can move it. And when it moves, notice what happens to the energy. Is something change? And take your hands off and put it on your fear. And see what happens here. Something changed. Does it want to move? And if it moves, what happens in your energy now? And go back to your representative. Put your hands on it and notice what happens. And take your hands off and put it on the resources that you brought. You can put it on one resource, you can put it on other resource. You can put your hand on each resource. Also take a moment, you can pause the video. Notice what happens in each resource. And see if they want to move. Sometimes all of them will want to move, and sometimes only one will want to move. And move them. And notice what happens when you move them. And now put your hands on your representative. And see what happens in the energy now, in the sensation, in the emotions, in the feelings. And does your representative wants to move? And put your hands on the fear. And see what happens now. And if he wants to move, move it. And notice what happens to the energy after he moved. And put your hands back on the resource. And see what happens. And we actually can move the Akashic records. They are here just in order that we will bring the resources knowledge. So if they're in your way, so-called, you can move them a little bit. And notice what happens now with the resources. And again, put your hands on yourself. Notice if it wants to move. And if so, move it and see what happens. And now put your hands on your fear or stress and see what happens now. And if he wants to move, move it and notice what happens. And the final movement will be, again, standing on us, noticing what happens. And while you're standing at your representative, look at the representative of the fear or stress and see what are the sensations that you have toward him. Did something in the energy inside of you change? What changed? Are you feeling less frightening or less in stress? Are you feeling more empowered? And now look at the representative of the memories of past life. What do you feel with them? How does they support you, even though you don't know the story? And take your hands off and just look at the constellation. And notice the changes you had in the field. You have more resource now, more power, and the dynamic has changed. So you can do this constellation all the time, anytime, and on any issue actually. And if you have any questions, just contact me. I'm Yael Aini. I'm a family constellator, facilitator, and a teacher, and the developer of Karmic Constellation. Have a wonderful day and hopefully release all your fears. Bye.